Have you ever wondered what it feels like to fly high above the clouds like a superhero? Today we will learn about a real-life hero who soared through the skies. His name is James Harvey III. He was a Tuskegee Airman. That means he was part of a brave group of African-American pilots who fought in World War II. James Harvey III not only fought for his country but also broke barriers and showed the world what courage really looks like. James Harvey III was born on July 13, 1923 in Montclair, New Jersey. He grew up during a time when African Americans faced unfair treatment called segregation. This meant they could not go to the same schools or live in the same neighborhoods as white people. Even though times were hard, James always dreamed big. He wanted to be more than what the world expected. When James was a little boy, his family moved to Nwangola Station, Pennsylvania, where he loved fixing things. He enjoyed working with his hands and often built small machines. This love for fixing things helped him later in life when he became a pilot. As James got older, he wanted to serve his country by flying planes. But during those days, African Americans were not allowed to be military pilots. Still, James never gave up. In 1943, he joined the United States Army and became part of the Army Air Forces. He trained at a special place called the Tuskegee Army Airfield in Alabama. This is where African American men learned to become pilots. Training was very tough. James had to study hard, fly practice missions, and pass many tests. But James Harvey III worked harder than anyone and graduated as a second lieutenant in October 1944. After graduating, James wanted to join the war, but World War II ended before he could go into combat. Even though he did not fight in the war, he continued training and perfecting his flying skills. James became part of the 99th Fighter Squadron, the famous group of Tuskegee Airmen. They were known for protecting bombers during dangerous missions. They showed everyone that African Americans were just as brave and skilled as anyone else. James flew fighter planes like the P-47 Thunderbolt and the P-51 Mustang. These planes could fly fast and high. James loved every moment in the sky. One of the most exciting moments in James Harvey III's life happened in 1949. The United States Air Force held its very first weapons meet. This was a special competition to find out which pilots were the best in the country. James Harvey III and 3 other Tuskegee Airmen formed the 332nd Fighter Group team. Many people doubted them because they were African American pilots. But James and his team trained very hard. They flew P-47 Thunderbolt planes and had to complete tricky missions like shooting targets and flying through tough weather. Guess what happened? They won first place. They proved they were the best pilots in the whole Air Force. Sadly, their victory was hidden for many years and the trophy was put away without celebration. But James Harvey III never forgot how proud he was that day. James Harvey III continued to make history. After the Tuskegee Airmen were disbanded, he was sent to Korea. He flew 140 combat missions during the Korean War. He became the first African-American fighter pilot to fly a combat mission in Korea. James was not only a fighter pilot, he was also a leader. He became a flight commander, operations officer, and squadron commander. His skill and leadership helped many young pilots become better. After serving his country for 22 years, James Harvey III retired from the Air Force in 1965. But that did not mean he stopped flying. James worked for a company called Oscar Mayer as a salesman. People were always surprised when they found out the friendly salesman used to be a famous Air Force pilot. Even though he no longer wore a uniform, James always carried himself with pride and kindness. For many years, the world forgot about the first Top Gun competition win. But James Harvey III kept telling his story. Finally, in 1995, the Air Force found the records that proved James and his team had won in 1949. Their names were placed on the trophy and their victory was celebrated. In 2006, James and other Tuskegee Airmen were given the Congressional Gold Medal by President George W. Bush. This is one of the highest honors in the United States. James Harvey III lived to see people honor the hard work and bravery of the Tuskegee Airmen. Even though James Harvey III faced racism and unfair treatment, he never gave up. He became a hero who inspired many people. He showed that with hard work, courage, and determination, anything is possible. James Harvey III lived to be over 100 years old. He shared his story with young people so they would always remember the bravery of the Tuskegee Airmen. His life reminds us to dream big, fight for justice, and always believe in ourselves. Now you know about the amazing life of James Harvey III. He was more than a pilot. He was a fighter for equality, a symbol of hope, and a true American hero. The skies were his playground and history was his runway. Every time you see an airplane flying high, remember the story of James Harvey III and the brave Tuskegee Airmen who changed the world. If you like this video and would like to see more content like this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share with others.